Need for Speed. Lisa Barrow and Craig Singhaus are Motorweek's king and queen of travel. Why they crisscross the country seeking out interesting people, places, and events, which sometimes makes those of us that have to stay in the office just a little bit jealous. Fortunately, they both like to share their adventures, so let's join Lisa this week as she explores the sights, sounds, and wonders of roadside America.
Dear John, Southern Louisiana is great. So much has been going on, you just wouldn't believe it. Let me see if I can explain. On the way to Cajun country, I stopped off in White Castle, just south of Baton Rouge, where I spent the night at the Nottoway Plantation. This is the largest plantation home in the South, and I couldn't pass up an opportunity to see such an incredible home. Plus, I got my first taste of authentic Cajun cuisine at the Nottoway restaurant. Chef Johnny Jambalaya shared some insights into Cajun culture and the secrets of how to eat Cajun food.
Where's the fork?
I like that idea.
Oh, yeah. That's what God gave us fingers for. The things that absolutely bond us together as a culture is our food and music. Family values that you hear so much about are really prevalent here. It's a basic loyalty everyone has to each other, especially family. It's something that grabs a hold to you and never lets go.
Aside from gaining some weight on this trip, I came away with a real sense of the pride Cajuns have for their heritage and their community. About 150 miles northwest of New Orleans is the little town of Eunice, considered the heart of Cajun country. Here you'll still find people speaking a 17th century version of French, which sounds about as dated as Shakespearean English. You'll definitely hear plenty of great music. And if you're like me, you may even wind up dancing with the mayor of Eunice. Many of today's Cajuns are descendants of French colonists who were exiled from Canada by the British. These Acadians fled to what was then the French colony of Louisiana back in the 1760s. Today, still living on the soil of their exiled ancestors, they are known as Cajuns.
Today's Cajuns are living a revival, a rebirth of interest and a rebirth of pride in themselves.
Folklorist Barry Ancelet keeps this pride alive and kicking when he hosts Rendezvous des Cajuns, a weekly TV and radio show broadcast live from the Liberty Theater in Eunice.
Dessus, le Rendezvous des Cajuns, c'est le bon temps roulé. SJ!
Come prepared to dance because the music is infectious and the audience loves it. This love of their music and heritage seems to be shared by Cajun children, parents, and grandparents alike.
Young kids in South Louisiana still have a very strong opportunity to learn things from their grandparents because they're with them a lot. Family values are extremely important in Cajun culture. Family is of utmost importance.
And when we arrived in Eunice, it felt like we were part of the family too, thanks to Liz and Paul Potier, who run the Prairie Cajun Inn. They made us feel right at home, and their inn is absolutely charming. It was our favorite lodging for the entire trip. Our favorite place to see music was just down the road at Mark and Ann Savoy's. They hold an open jam session every Saturday morning that's a real treat. A highlight of any trip to Cajun country is a swamp tour, and that's where we were headed next. To the tiny town of Kramer, about 100 miles southeast of Eunice. Getting around southern Louisiana is easy. The roads are clearly marked, but be sure your car is well air-conditioned because it does get pretty hot. We found our Buick Riviera to be a fine choice for this sort of leisurely drive. And we found Zam's swamp tour to be a lot of fun.
Slick, what sort of things are we going to see along the river?
Well, we'll get to see a lot of alligators there. We may see snakes. We'll see blue, white herons, snowy egrets, night herons, you know, many different animals. You'll see a lot of fish jumping in and out the bayou. And, you know, you see the works.
Oh, that is gorgeous. It's pretty peaceful back here. The deeper you go, the less you hear. And it gets to a certain point, when you get way back there in the swamps, you don't hear nothing. It's just so peaceful back here. The community, we all family and all this.
That's pretty much what I found wherever I went, the sense of community and the sense of family. This visit to Cajun country has been wonderful. The good food, all the music and the dancing. Like the song says, oh me, oh my, oh, life is fun on the bayou.
I hope you'll join us next week for more Motor Week. We'll test Chrysler's retro roadster, the Plymouth Prowler, and Lincoln's more muscular Mark 8, the LSC. Lisa Barrow brings us memories of Matchbox, while Pat Goss answers slippery questions about motor oil. Plus, we'll have all the latest motor news. I'm John Davis. We'll see you then.
To order a video cassette of this program, call 1-800-422-0064 or send $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to Motorweek, Post Office Box 55742, Indianapolis, Indiana 46205.